Alright guys, so welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing chapter 3 of ethics and privacy. So let's go into it for COMM 226. So 3.1 ethical issues. Well, ethics refer to the principles of right and wrong that individuals use to make choices that guide their behavior. Deciding what is right or wrong is not always easy or clear cut. So the ethical frameworks. There are many sources for ethical standards. Searches on the internet for ethical standards can help you look into that. So we consider 5 widely used standards: the utilitarian approach, the rights approach, the fairness approach, the common good approach, and the deontology approach. So these 5 are representative, and then here is just the 5 that I just mentioned. So ethics in the corporate environment. So many companies and professional organizations develop their own codes and ethics. So own codes and ethics. A code of ethics is a collective of principles intended to guide decisions making by members of the organization. So let me just fix something. So intended to guide decisions. So the fundamental tenets of ethics include responsibility, means that you accept the consequences of your decisions and actions. So let me highlight responsibility. Accountability refers to the determining who is responsible for actions that were taken, and liability is a legal concept that gives individuals the right to recover the damages done to them by individuals, organizations, or systems. So let's look at ethics in information technology. So all employees have a responsibility to encourage ethical use of information in information technology. Many businesses' decisions at work have an ethical dimension, such as: should organizations monitor employees' web surfing and email? Should organizations sell customer information to other companies? So that's a big one. Should organizations sell customer information? Should organizations audit employees' computers for unauthorized software or illegally downloading music or video files? So this is just a range of dimensions where ethical behaviors can be used. So the diversity of ever-expanding use of IT applications have created a variety of ethical issues. So number 1, privacy issues. That's a big one. And this involves collecting, storing, and disseminating information about individuals. We have accuracy, accuracy issues involve the authenticity, fidelity, and correctness of information that is collected and processed. So this could be like people taking and uploading content that isn't theirs. So that's a pretty big issue for social media, and I guess for school, when they want you to put quotes or reference what the information that you got. So that's also a big one for school. Accessibility issues revolve around who should have access to information and whether they should pay a fee for this access. So this could be for like many school organizations need you to pay to access their libraries. Let's say like I believe like Harvard you need to pay to access all their studies. So that's like an example of that. So 3.2, privacy. So privacy is the right to be left alone and to be free of unreasonable personal intrusion. So right to be left alone. Information privacy is the right to determine when and to what extent information about you can be gathered or communicated to others. So information privacy is very important. Privacy can be interpreted quite broadly. Court decisions in many countries have followed 2 rules closely. Number 1, the right of privacy is not absolute. Privacy must be balanced against the needs of society. Number 2, the public's right to know supersedes the individual's right of privacy. So advances in information technologies made it easier to collect, store, and integrate vast amounts of data on individuals. So that's an important one. I'll just highlight the whole sentence. So these data can be integrated to produce a digital dossier, which is an electronic profile of you and your habits. This process is called profiling. So I'll highlight profiling. So electronic surveillance. It is rapidly increasing, particularly with the emergence of new technologies. Electronic surveillance is conducted by employers, the government, and other institutions. Emerging technologies such as low-cost digital cameras, motion sensors, and biometric readers are helping to increase the monitoring of human activity. So personal information in databases. Information about individuals is being kept in many databases. Perhaps the most visible locations of such records are credit reporting agencies. So I'll highlight that for an example of how your data is being kept in a database. So there are several concerns about the information you provide to these record keepers. Do you know where the records are? Are the records accurate? Can you change inaccurate data? To whom are the data given or sold? So this is a big one. How secure are the data against access by unauthorized people? So this is also a big one. How secure is the data? Privacy codes and policies. So policies and codes are on an organization's guidelines for protecting the privacy of its customers, clients, and employees. Many corporations have begun to understand that when they collect vast amounts of personal information, they must protect it. Privacy advocates prefer the opt-in model of informed consent, which prohibits an organization from collecting any personal information unless the customer specifically authorizes it. So the opt-in model. So international aspects of privacy. As the number of online users have increased globally, governments throughout the world have enacted a large number of inconsistent privacy and security laws. Around 50 countries have some form of data protection laws. The GDPR provides the ability for regulators to fine businesses that do not comply with the regulations. Regulators can fine an organization if it does not correctly process an individual's data, experiences a security breach, is required to have but does not have a data protection officer. So let me highlight the GDPR, which is just provides the ability for regulators to fine businesses if they do not comply with regulations of keeping your data protected. All right, so let's go to the chapter 3 summary. It's a very short chapter, so here you go. Define ethics and explain its 3 fundamental tenets and the 4 categories of ethical issues relating to information technologies. So the 3 fundamental tenets and the 4 categories of ethical issues. So ethics refer to the principles of right and wrong that individuals use to make choices that guide their behavior. I'll lower this down. Fundamental tenets of ethics include responsibility, accountability, and liability. Responsibility means that you accept the consequences of your decisions and actions. Accountability refers to determining who is responsible for actions that were taken. Liability is a legal concept that gives individuals the right to recover the damages done to them by other individuals, organizations, or systems. The major ethical issues related to IT are privacy. So let me highlight that. Privacy, accuracy, property, including intellectual property, and access to information. So privacy may be violated when data are held in databases or transmitted over networks. Privacy policies that address issues of data collection, data accuracy, and data confidentiality can help organizations avoid legal problems. So number 2, discuss at least one potential threat to the privacy of the data. So one potential threat to the privacy of the data stored in each of the 3 places that store personal data. So the 3 places that store personal data. So privacy is the right to be left alone and to be free of unreasonable personal intrusions. Threat to privacy include advances in information technologies. So advances in information technologies, electronic surveillance, personal information in databases, internet bulletin boards, news groups, and social networking sites. The privacy threat in internet bulletin boards, news groups, and social networking sites is that you might post too much personal information that many unknown people can see. So thank you for listening to the chapter 3.